welcome to another episode of Getting Old Ain't for Sissies with your host, Tom Rivers. Tom's paid his dues in the radio business doing morning shows, maybe in your town. Tom's 47-year career took him places like Milwaukee, Kansas City, Indianapolis, Chicago, Albuquerque, Sacramento, Cincinnati, and San Antonio, and a few places I can't mention for legal reasons. Uh-oh. Now it's time for a man in his 7th decade of life. The old hipster himself, my good friend, Tom Rivers.
Thank you, Doug Dahlgren, my good buddy in Chicago, Illinois. Some of Doug's family actually still think he's a big-time diamond cutter. Yeah, diamond cutter. Well, he is sort of. He mows the lawn at Wrigley Field. Part-time job with the Chicago Cubs. Anyway, folks, hi, and welcome to G.O.A.F.S. You know what that means. You're so smart. Episode 30 was last time. We talked about sidewalk rage. I have, and you do too. You've got it. Don't deny it. We'll talk about it. Women's top worries. And do you really care? Do you really give a rat's ass what they are? Well, we're going to talk about them today because you better care. Roller coasters. Where did they come from? How did they originate? We're going to tell you. What exactly are man-terruptions? And ladies and gentlemen, finally today, I will tell you the history of the cocktail. And in mere moments, episode 31 of G.O.A.F.S. It's time for me to tell you how you can email me at G.O.A.F.S. Getting Old Ain't for Sissies here at tomrivers@icloud.com. That's tomrivers@icloud.com. Here are the great platforms that carry our wonderful episodes. SoundCloud, Spotify, Tumblr, Google Plus, and YouTube. Lots of episodes archived on YouTube. You can check out some of the lost episodes of G.O.A.F.S. Even some outtakes. Still haven't found that SOB that put on the outtakes. Gotta find that guy and fire him. Plus Twitter and my personal Facebook page. Now, this is extremely vital. Any of the platforms I just mentioned, please click either like, favorite, or subscription. That way I get plenty of credit, a slap on the back from all the bosses, maybe even some money, I don't know. Anyway, it's good for me. It really is a big stroke of the old ego. And you can leave messages for me. I check them every day, so I'm sure that I'll see yours, and it will be read on the next episode of G.O.A.F.S. right here. Listen, I heard a great story over the weekend. I've got to tell you about this. As a matter of fact, I cut it out of the paper, and I'm going to read it to you. This is the best story I've read in years. A wedding was called off over the Labor Day weekend, which in itself isn't unusual. People call off weddings all the time, but the reason sure is. Listen to this. The bride asked each wedding guest to contribute $1,500 to her wedding, along with a $5,000 pledge from the maid of honor and a $3,000 pledge from the groom's parents. The bride was pissed when only 8 people RSVP'd and sent a check. Her maid of honor soon backed out too. She set up a GoFundMe page only to receive $250. Her fiancé suggested a Vegas wedding instead, which she rejected, and her maid of honor told her to stick her budget where the sun don't shine. Instead, the bride broke up with the groom and called the whole thing off. What a bitch. I got that from Women's Health Magazine. I cut that out and saved that. That's a funny story. How'd you like to know that one, huh? That's a girl you want to hook up with. Woo! And we just finished up with a nice Labor Day weekend, didn't we? Why at this time of the year? Well, in 1894, union leaders chose the first Monday in September as a day of relaxation for working men and women because it was halfway between two other holidays, Independence Day and Thanksgiving. That's from History.com. Boy, touch this. No, not that. You don't even know what I'm talking about. The dirtiest thing you'll touch today will most likely be your phone. It goes with you everywhere, even into the bathroom. As a result, it could up to be 10 times dirtier than a toilet seat. Ugh. In fact, it could have E. coli on it. Thank you, I'll use my own phone from now on. That's a bacteria that can give you diarrhea and stomach cramps. It can live for hours on a warm surface like your phone. The solution? Wash your freaking hands with soap after you go. It's from the National Science Foundation and International House of Germ Study. Kind of like the International House of Pancakes, huh? All this talk about the midterm elections, is that erections? No, that's elections, has got me interested in this. Registering to vote will help your sex life. If you cast your ballot, you'll be seen as sexier. Really? 91% of people say they're more likely to pair up with a registered voter than with someone who opts to stay out of the voting booth. Got that from Match.com. Here's a health tip from your old buddy. When it comes to falls, prevention is the best medicine. You can take these simple steps to stay on your feet if you're around my age. This is good advice. Keep moving. Get regular eye exams. Monitor your medications. Make sure your home is a safe place. Modify your home. Pay attention to your surroundings. Talk to your family about your risk for falls. That's from the Oasis Institute. You know, every now and then, I don't know if it's my eyes or just my sense of balance, but I've noticed the older I get, every now and then I'll just bump into a door jam or actually walk into a closed door. You know, I have these darkened lenses on my glasses that change with sunlight when you go outside, and then they change when you walk back in. Sometimes I'll walk into a closed door in the house. That just pisses me off, and I get a bump right in the noggin. This must have happened to you. I know it's happened to me, even in the grocery store. Ever get pissed off when you find yourself trapped behind a slow walker? This anger is so common it actually has a name. It's called sidewalk rage. University of Hawaii researchers compare it to road rage. The feeling can escalate through the fantasies of violent acts against the inconsiderate sidewalk blockers or the people who are slow in a grocery store aisle to openly expressing hostility and aggressiveness. I was at the grocery store this morning. I don't know if this is actually fair to say, but or even nice, but there was a woman on one of these little scooters doing her grocery shopping square down the middle of the aisle, going as slow as you can get. She was squarely seated in the middle of the seat, but half of her was hanging out on the left side and half of her was hanging out on the right side. She was as fat as you can imagine, I'll tell you. And that was nasty, wasn't it? I don't care. Women's top worries. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. No, it takes a worried woman and a man. What worries women most? A new survey discovered that the number one stressor for women is money. Second on the list, conflicts at work, followed by problems with their spouse or significant other. From Women's Day magazine. Roller coasters were originally built to combat sin. It's true. In the 1880s, a hosiery businessman, Lamarcus Thompson, hated that Americans were tempted by places like saloons and brothels. So he set out to straighten up one of the most immoral places he could think of, Coney Island in New York. There he built America's first roller coaster to give New Yorkers some good, clean fun away from sinful pastimes. That way he just scared the crap out of them. Not the sin, but the crap. And occasionally they barfed a little too. So that's the scoop on roller coasters and where they came from. Hey, what are man-terruptions? Working women have to deal not only with the challenges of a job, but the challenges of working with men. Aw, what a shame. I feel so sorry for them. Here are a couple of new terms that help define the problem. Man-terrupting, unnecessary interruption of a woman by a man. Oh, man. And bropriating, taking a woman's idea and taking credit for it. What a load of crap. That's from Fortune magazine. I feel so sorry for those women. Jesus Christ. What's next? Hey, check this out. I was watching a rerun of MASH the other night. Hawkeye needed some more blood for his patient, so he asked for some donors. Made me wonder if veterinarians needed blood for their patients.
Kitty cats and doggies and things like that.
Well, humans aren't the only ones that can donate blood. Animals can donate blood, and vets need a steady supply to treat ill or injured pets in general. Dog and cat donors are healthy 1 to 8-year-olds. Donation takes about 5 minutes at the vet's office, and you can find out more by, if you're a pet owner, by calling your veterinarian. That's from Better Homes and Gardens magazine. You can calm your cat down by going to Cat Calm Radio, which is sponsored by the cat food company Whiskas. The online streaming radio station claims to use scientifically researched music designed to calm your kitty. You'll have the most laid-back pussy in the neighborhood. That's catcalmradio.com. And from that we go to the history of the cocktail. Ever wonder why we call alcoholic mixed drinks cocktails? There's a good story behind it. The word comes from the English cock-tail, which in the middle 1800s referred to a woman of easy virtue who was considered desirable but impure. The word was meant as an insult to Americans, who started the habit of adding ice to British gin, which the Brits considered sacrilegious. That, my friends, is from The Booze Reader, a book by George Bishop. There you have that. Next time, Thursday, September 6th, on episode 32 of G.O.A.F.S., Getting Old Ain't for Sissies, the 6 early warning signs of Parkinson's. Speaking of Michael J. Fox, I saw his picture with his lovely wife, Tracy, on a magazine in the grocery checkout line today. The 4 traits people look for in a partner. Singing can keep you healthy. Want a big-time pay raise? Reinvent yourself. Become a garage. I don't know. Real men don't drink wine. What do they drink? Lux Liquid? 77% of women would rather do this. It'll take D-cell batteries. That's all for now till Thursday, September 6th on Getting Old Ain't for Sissies with me, Big Tom Rivers. All right? You have a nice one. I'll talk to you again Thursday. Bye!
Thanks for listening to the old hipster Tom Rivers and Getting Old Ain't for Sissies. Tom focuses on things you may not find on the radio when it comes to the aging process. Tuesday and Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Central. Tom's lived it, so he knows what to pass on to you, like relationship advice for those over 60, how to get a good night's sleep, treat your body better by eating better, how to be happy again, and how to avoid stress. Plus, every now and then, Tom will touch on some touchy items in the news. Tom's Getting Old Ain't for Sissies can be found on Spotify, SoundCloud, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, and Tom's personal Facebook page. Please remember, on any of those media platforms, please click either like or favorite so Tom gets credit for his work.